Key opinion leaders are esteemed individuals within the medical and healthcare community. They are recognized for their expertise, contributions in specific therapeutic areas or specialties. They are often involved in cutting edge research, clinical trials, and the development of treatment guidelines. Due to their deep knowledge and influence positions, key opinion leaders play a very important role in shaping medical opinions and driving innovations. Also, they play a very important role when it comes to influencing other peers and broader healthcare community. So, they are invaluable partners in advancing patient care and therapeutic innovation. For the field medical teams and MSLs, cultivating and sustaining robust relationships with key opinion leaders is not just a task, it's an art. It's about fostering genuine partnerships based on mutual respect, trust, and a shared commitment to improving patient outcomes. It is critical for field medical teams and MSLs to understand how key opinion leaders contribute to healthcare, because this will help us to understand the parameters for identifying those key opinion leaders later on. So, how can key opinion leaders contribute to healthcare? They are at the forefront of medical research, often leading or participating in studies that pave the way for new treatments, technologies, and methodologies. Number two, education and training. As thought leaders, key opinion leaders are frequently involved in educating the next generation of healthcare professionals, sharing their knowledge through lectures, workshops, and publications. Also, their expertise is often sought in the creation of treatment guidelines, ensuring the best practices are adopted and disseminated throughout the medical community. And as key opinion leaders often champion the needs and concerns of patients, they work to ensure that patient perspectives are considered in research, treatment development, and healthcare policies. So, this is patient advocacy. Also, with their deep understanding of the medical landscape, key opinion leaders often advise or collaborate with governmental and non-governmental organizations, including health, pharmaceutical industry, on health policies, ensuring that decisions are informed by expert insights. It's because of all this and other factors that key opinion leaders are the perfect partners for the pharmaceutical industry, and collaborating with them lends credibility to the pharmaceutical and healthcare organizations, as these leaders are respected and trusted within the medical community. Also, key opinion leaders provide valuable insights into product development, clinical trials, and market strategies to ensure that the industry initiatives are aligned with real world needs and challenges. Key opinion leaders also serve as a bridge between the industry and the medical community, facilitating open dialogue, mutual understanding, and collaborative efforts. Also, they can advocate for new treatments or technologies within the medical community, helping to drive adoption and acceptance. Ethical guidance. In an industry where ethics and compliance are paramount, key opinion leaders can provide guidance to ensure that industry actions are in the best interest of patients and broader healthcare community. To summarize, key opinion leaders play an indispensable role in advancing healthcare. Their partnership with the industry is crucial to ensure that medical innovations are relevant, effective, and aligned with the needs of both healthcare professionals and patients. Now, let's see how can we identify key opinion leaders. One of the primary criteria of identifying a key opinion leader is their deep knowledge and expertise in a specific therapeutic area or medical specialty. This expertise is often demonstrated through years of clinical practice, research, and patient care. So you will find some indicators to indicate the clinical expertise, including board certifications in relevant specialties, affiliations with renowned medical institutions, recognition by peers as an expert in this field, and all these indicators will identify the key opinion leader from the perspective of clinical expertise. The second parameter would be the research contributions. Key opinion leaders are often at the forefront of medical research, contributing to the advancements of knowledge in their field. The indications here will be the publications they have in peer reviewed journals, the participation in clinical trials as principal investigators or co investigators, the indication of having grants or receiving funds for research projects. All these indicators can help us to identify the key opinion leaders from this perspective of research contribution. Educational excellence. Key opinion leaders play a significant role in educating and training the next generation of healthcare professionals, and so we can find indications like faculty positions, at medical schools or institutions, invitations to speak at conferences, seminars, workshops, authorship of textbooks, educational materials, and so on. Having leadership positions. Holding leadership roles within their professional organizations or societies indicates a key opinion leader's influence and recognition within the medical community. Also, the positions held in medical associations or societies, and leadership roles in guideline committees or advisory boards. So, all this type of indicators can be considered in addition to the different memberships and affiliations for with different organizations. This can indicate the key opinion leader. Patient advocacy. Key opinion leader often have strong commitment to patient care and advocacy, ensuring that patient perspectives and needs are prioritized. Indications for this would be involvement in patient advocacy groups, recognition by patient communities for their contributions, participation in patient centric research or projects, and also the network and peer recognition. Because any key opinion leader influence is often reflected in their network and the recognition they receive from their peers. Indications here are recommendations or endorsements from fellow healthcare professionals, collaborations with other experts in the field, awards and honors received by their contribution for their contribution to medicine, engagements with the industry in general is also another parameter. Collaborations with the pharmaceutical or healthcare industry can indicate a key opinion leader openness to partnership and their influence in shaping the industry initiatives. And finally, the digital presence. In today's digital age, a strong online presence can be an indicator of a key opinion leader reach and influence. Active profiles on professional networking like LinkedIn, for example, contribution to medical blogs, forums, and online platforms, also the fellowship or engagement on social media platforms related to their field. So these are the top 8 parameters that we can consider when we want to identify key opinion leaders in certain therapeutic area in a region or in a country. And each parameter has some indicators that can measure the influence of these key opinion leaders. And according to these indicators and the detected influence, we can categorize key opinion leaders categorize the key opinion leaders according to their potential and influence to other peers. And this will help us in profiling key opinion leaders at a later stage. In an ideal world, medical science liaisons stepping into the pharmaceutical industry would be handed a comprehensive list of key opinion leaders relevant to their therapeutic area. This list would serve as a cornerstone for their activities, guiding them through interactions that could shape the future of medical science and patient care. However, reality often paints a different picture. MSLs frequently find themselves in situations where such lists are either outdated or non existent. In these scenarios, the ability to identify and update key opinion leader lists becomes an invaluable skill, acting as a compass in their journey as field medical professionals. So, two scenarios, the ideal one and the reality one. In the ideal scenario, the ready made key opinion leader lists. In a perfect scenario, the MSL would receive a well researched, up to date list of key opinion leaders as part of their onboarding process. Such lists would include not just the names and contact details, but also insights into each key opinion leader's expertise, research contributions, potential alignment with the company's objectives, areas of preference, and such a list would serve as a roadmap allowing the MSL to hit the ground running, fostering meaningful collaborations from day one. On the other hand, the reality scenario, the need for key opinion leader identification, and here, more often than not, MSLs find the available key opinion leaders lists are either outdated or incomplete. Therapeutic areas evolve, experts change affiliations, and new thought leaders emerge. So, in such cases, MSLs have to roll up their sleeves and dive into the task of identifying and updating key opinion leaders lists themselves. There are different tools and resources, including publications, clinical trials registries like clinicaltrial.gov, professional network and associations, key opinion leader mapping softwares, third party based databases, ready to use lists. You can buy them from third party, but here the accuracy is questioned. Social media and digital platforms. And there are other tools. Please refer to the module for more details. Now we have a big question. How many key opinion leaders should be on the list of one MSL? The number of key opinion leaders for MSL partnership or relationship management can vary from one MSL to another based on many factors. For example, based on their expertise, therapeutic area, and even the personal capacity of relationship management. For example, an MSL that is specialized in a niche area of medicine may find that their list of relevant key opinion leaders is naturally smaller but more specialized. Conversely, another MSL covering a broader therapeutic area may need to engage with a larger, more diverse set of key opinion leaders. Understanding the optimal number of key opinion leaders for partnership is more than a numbers game. It's a strategic decision that can significantly impact the effectiveness of the MSL role. And that's a very important task for the team leaders to identify the right number in order to get the right relationship management the company is expecting. Other factors that can determine the number of key opinion leaders on the list of each MSL includes the geographical scope. Some MSLs they cover multiple countries, some MSLs they cover a region, and others they cover only one territory. So it depends. Number of key opinion leaders per therapeutic area. Sometimes, if you are talking, for example, about certain specialty, the key opinion leaders that exist in one small country may be only four or five, and so on. Roles and responsibilities of the MSL. Is the MSL doing something else other than the key opinion leaders? Because in Lean organizations, MSLs, usually do all the spectrum of medical affairs. The field time allocations, how much the MSL is spending time in the field and versus the office time, the company strategy and what we need to achieve today rather than later on, and the priorities. So all these factors will help the team leader to identify the right number, and this will ensure hitting the right target and developing the right relationships that the medical affairs is looking for. Now, let's start section 2 of this lecture, and it's all about profiling key opinion leaders. Profiling key opinion leaders refers to the systematic collection, analysis, and documentation of detailed information about key opinion leaders. This process goes beyond just knowing a key opinion leader's name and affiliation. It dives deep into understanding their expertise, interests, influence, past collaborations, publications, speaking engagements, and even their stance on specific therapeutic areas or treatments. Why this is important? By understanding a key opinion leader's background, interests, and expertise, MSLs and field medical teams can tailor their scientific engages and exchanges to be more relevant and engaging. This ensures that interactions are meaningful and adds value to both the MSL and the key opinion leader. Also, key opinion leader profiling is important for strategic planning because it helps organizations to identify which key opinion leader may be best suited for specific initiatives, such as, for example, clinical trials, advisory boards, or other educational programs. It is also very important in risk management. So, understanding the key opinion leaders' past collaborations and affiliation can help in assessing potential conflicts of interest and ensuring that collaborations are transparent and ethical. Also, it helps somehow in efficient resource allocation because by identifying key opinion leaders with the most influence or those who are rising stars in their field, organizations, pharmaceutical organizations can allocate resources more efficiently, ensuring that they engage with those who can drive the most impact. Building stronger relationships. When MSLs show that they are or they have taken the time to understand the key opinion leaders' work and interests, it demonstrates respect and appreciation, which can foster a stronger, more collaborative relationship, which is the ultimate objective. Not only this, but there are even more benefits for the MSL and the organization as a whole, and all the details are available in your module. In order to elaborate more on the importance of key opinion leaders profiling, let's take a very important specific example. And let's suppose that your organization or medical team is adopting a medical omni-channel approach or strategy. The omni-channel strategy refers to a seamless and integrated approach to engage stakeholders across multiple channels, ensuring a consistent and personalized experience. When a medical team adopts an omni-channel strategy, profiling key opinion leaders becomes even more crucial. Let's see how. With a detailed key opinion leader profile, organization can tailor their communications based on the key opinion leader's preferences. Whether it is through webinars, virtual meetings, face-to-face interactions, or digital platforms. This ensures that each engagement is relevant and resonates well with the key opinion leader. 2. Optimizing the channel selection. By understanding a key opinion leader's preferred communication channels, your team can ensure that they reach out via the most effective and preferred medium, For instance, a key opinion leader who frequently publishes online might be more receptive to webinars or virtual symposium and so on. To ensure consistency in the messages, an omni-channel strategy requires consistent messaging across all channels. With a comprehensive key opinion leader profile, organizations can ensure that the content shared across different platforms aligns with the key opinion leader's interests and expertise. Even it helps in resource allocation when you adopt an omni-channel strategies, because profiling can reveal which channels are most effective for the key opinion leader, or in other words, which channels a key opinion leader is most active on, allowing the organization to allocate resources more effectively. For example, if a key opinion leader is influential on social media, organization may prioritize engaging with them on those platforms. Data integration. Omnichannel strategies often involve integrating data from various sources. Key opinion leader profiles can be enriched by integrating data from different channels, providing a 360-degree view of the key opinion leader's activities, preference, and interactions with the organization. Finally, it can help in providing feedback. Engaging with key opinion leaders across multiple channels provide multiple touch points for feedback. This feedback can be used to refine the omnichannel strategy and to ensure it remains relevant and effective. Enhanced digital engagements. Another important benefit for key opinion leaders who are digitally aware and digitally active, profiling can provide insights into their online behavior, such as type of content they engage with or share or like to share. And all this can guide the creation of digital content, ensuring it's aligned with the preferences and interests of the key opinion leaders. Building stronger relationships. Of course, this will another benefit. Risk management. In an omni-channel world, for example, there is a higher risk of miscommunication or mixed messages, and profiling ensures that the organizations are aware of a key opinion leader's position on various issues, reducing the risk of any potential conflict or misunderstanding. Strategic planning. Profiling can provide insights into how the key opinion leaders likes to engage with different channels over time, and this can inform the strategic planning, help organization anticipate shifts in the key opinion leader behavior and preferences. So, in order to summarize, omni-channel strategy and approach in medical affairs is becoming more and more important every day. And there are two important aspects that we need all to consider. First, we need to have clear profiling of key opinion leaders in order to navigate into this era or this area, omni-channel approach. Without proper and accurate and updated profiling, we will assume that these channels are the best approach, and this is not correct. The second aspect you need to consider that you cannot do this in silos. Medical affairs and other functions utilizing omnichannel approaches must talk to each other and must collaborate to each other to avoid duplication and to avoid overwhelming one key opinion leader with multiple inconsistent messages. So, this is very, very important, and probably we will have another opportunity to discuss omnichannel approach in medical affairs. However, for now, we have to understand that profiling is the baseline. We have to have clear profiling for key opinion leaders in order to initiate an omni-channel approach correctly. And the second is the cross-functional collaboration and talking to other colleagues who are utilizing similar approaches to serve their objectives and strategies, like marketing, for example. These are different methodologies that you can adopt in order to initiate building profiles for your key opinion leaders and utilize them accordingly later on. Also, don't forget to read in your modules about the ethical considerations when it comes to key opinion leaders identification and profiling. The first that comes to mind here is maintaining confidentiality and data privacy, and to also avoid bias and ensuring transparent selection process, and so on. So please spend some time to read about this in your module. And finally, a very important recommendation to MSLs, field medical teams, and team leaders to always maintain an updated key opinion leader database within the medical affairs and to establish a process where this database gets updated on regular basis. This database is of ultimate importance. It helps streamline engagement. It helps in consistency across the board. It helps you as a team leader to take data driven decision making based on the information you know and you have collected over years about the key opinion leaders in a certain therapeutic area. It facilitates trainings and onboarding of newcomers. It helps a lot when it comes to regulatory compliance adherence, and we talked about even optimizing resource allocation. And finally, it helps in the collaboration opportunities with different societies and different key opinion leaders. So, to this point, I will end this lecture today. Our next lecture will talk about how to put an engagement plan for key opinion leaders. So the MSL or the field medical colleague will be able to work systematically without missing any interaction to build up the relationship with his or her key opinion leaders. Thank you for your attention and see you soon.